worrying? Have you stressed? Need to laugh off that disaster of a parent-teacher conference? Ready to indulge in those "I wish I could say that" moments? You're in luck, because you've just pressed play on the top-rated teacher comedy podcast on the planet. It's time for Crying in My Car, a podcast for teachers. Here's your host, the teacher comedian himself, Devin Seabold.
Hey, yo, thank you all for tuning in. Crying in My Car, a podcast for teachers. Now, just so you are aware, this is typically the bonus episode for the Patreons, but I'm trying to move some people over to the Patreon to support the podcast and to really see what's going on over there. And so this bonus episode is made possible via video on YouTube. You can't do the audio thing. That's only for the Patreon members. But if you want to watch, you can check it out. And to the Patreon members listening on their streaming podcasting services, and those of you watching, thanks for supporting the podcast. You can go to patreon.com/cryinginmycar. It is $2.99. That's it. And we have a fantastic time over there. Now, I've been posting a lot. I've been doing a lot of stuff. I'm gearing up for Seabold summer. That's what I'm calling it. Seabold summer. I don't know if that's a thing, but Seabold summer is going to be starting off strong. I've got a TikTok a day that's going to be coming out. I'm really wanting to push the talks because I see a lot of my comedian friends that are not as funny as me that are making waves on TikTok. I posted like 6 videos over there, and like 3 of them have like almost a million views, so doing pretty well on the talks. I just don't post over there as much. So TikTok a day during the summer. We'll be posting memes over on the Book of Faces and the IGs, the Instagrams. Going to do some Instagram stories. Going to be chatting it up with you all summer long. Obviously, the podcast is going to be going strong. The Patreon's going strong. And I'm still going to be doing the teacher videos over on YouTube and Facebook. I'll even post a few to the talks and to the IGs as well, some little preview clips. So I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it. I'm really motivated because, I really want it to happen. So when I quit teaching in January, I really wanted to just go straight into comedy, dive into it. I've done really well, I think, anyways. It's just, I don't know. I really want to ramp it up. I mean, I feel like during COVID, most of the people watched my videos, which is cool. And then after COVID happened, and people started going back to school, they're still watching my videos, still enjoying them, still laughing. But, I just don't feel like I'm really pushing my limits on what I can do. I know I can be funny. I know I can write. I know I can help teachers out. And that's what my goal is. Now, that kind of brings me on to another thing that I've been exploring. So, and I'd love if anybody has any advice or help they can offer for this. I really want to start a charity, not to help myself. Not one of those ones where the CEO makes $400,000 and they contribute $52 to society. I don't want one of those. I want an actual charity which people can donate to, get the tax exempt status, and for the charity, not my business, by the way. Again, not a scheme. I want to help children. I don't know in what capacity. And I'm really looking for some guidance on this, on where there's a need. And I know I can raise funds. I know that I can make good happen. I have time on my hands that I can, build things, volunteer, write letters if I need to, I got some friends that are, in comedy that have connections that I can reach out to and try to make something happen, but I really want to help kids because I feel so bad. I love my 2 children that I have. My 2 children and Kate's child, who, hopefully one day will be my own as well. We have a great life, a really good life. But I see the news sometimes, man, and I see kids that are in abused homes. I drive around town. I see kids that are just, starting off on the wrong foot. Malnourished, not good home lives, abuse in the house. And I feel terrible for children that are living lives that are, anything less than a really Good beginning. They need a good beginning. They really do. Children need a good beginning. It makes no sense to me in this world that we have 3, 4, 5 year olds that are living in, bombed areas, that are starving, that are waking up to abusive parents. And I don't have a focus. That's probably what my problem is. I need a narrower focus other than just help kids, And now I've got this jerk behind me that's joining the podcast. So go ahead and have a seat, buddy. I'll put on my headphones. This is the bonus podcast. I was just telling him about a charity that I was very interested in, and you've been at work, so obviously you know a lot about charity, since the people that you hired probably are charity cases, is what we would call them. No, you can talk into the mic, my man. I'll add you to the video. I'll send it over to you. So, it's. I want to start a charity. I'm very interested in doing that. I don't want it to be something that is wide in scope, save the children. What am I saving them from? I want it to be something pretty narrow that we can really focus our attention on. And I don't know what I could possibly do, because when I went and volunteered for a friend of mine's charity, his charity is called the Nevers Foundation, and if it's honestly a fantastic charity. Sometimes people make fun of it because he just started it, and they're like, oh, it must be a money grab. And that's the thing too, is I worry people think it's a money grab, but it's not. I actually volunteered for the Nevers Foundation, and we went to an abused women's shelter. And they have kids there. We did an Easter egg hunt for the kids, and he brought a big Easter outfit, and the kids got to experience Easter in a shelter, and it was something that they wouldn't have had his charity not stepped in and done it. It was fantastic to see the looks on the kids' faces, and really some bright spots in their life. And then not only that, but it was fantastic to do some charity work. We went to the Florida Arnold Palmer Hospital, and I went to the ward with children that are going through some pretty bad times. Basically, it wasn't just cancer, but it was like a lot of incurable diseases, things that people were having trouble with. These kids were really battling, and we did a really good job of bringing Christmas in July to them. We gave a lot of presents, and these kids, we sang carols, played games. I DJ'd. I got to DJ the event and play some awesome songs, watch the kids dance and do a little dance battle. They went around to some of the rooms of the kids that can't leave to dance, and, brought them joy. That kind of stuff, man, really touched my heart. And I really want, to do something for kids, because I feel like my kids can learn from it, and be contributing to society. I feel like, there's a need. And that's the thing, is people want, I think, inherently as a world, I think we want to do good. It's just sometimes we don't know what to do. We don't know where to go. When something happens, like an earthquake in Haiti, you see billions of dollars getting pumped into it, tech service and, and all this other stuff that's going on. But in between disasters, there's still a need. It's just we don't have people that are stepping up to really, help. And so I want to, be part of the solution and not part of the problem, not kind of go, what do I do? What do I need to do? So it's kind of a weird thing. I don't know.
Yeah, we had 2 different fundraisers at the restaurant this weekend, and today we raised a lot of money for vets. And
really?
We haven't gotten the full total yet. Yesterday we did a fundraising for one of our locals that we booked for bands.
Mm-hmm.
Don Burns, his wife has cancer.
Oh no.
And yesterday they had like 15 different bands. All these bands came forward and said, hey, we want to contribute, want to play, we want to bring our fans out. And the grand total yesterday was like $12,500.
Wow.
And it was cool because they had a raffles, and I won like a car detailing kit.
Nice.
And you can borrow it, by the way. It's
Thanks.
really nice. And anyways, they had a 50-50 raffle, and they had raised like, I don't know, like $1,400 in the 50-50 raffle.
Oh, cool.
Which is, that 50% of the raffle goes to the person that's being raised for. The other 50 goes to whoever won the ticket.
Yeah.
Well, the guy that won the ticket turned right there and said, I'm giving it to that.
I was about to say, I love when that happens, man.
I'm telling you, there wasn't a dry eye in the house, man.
That's great.
Even people who were on stage singing. They were just, trying to wipe the tears.
Yeah.
But man, I just love seeing it. It was just all weekend. Everybody was so full of joy. And
now let me ask you this. When you
awesome.
go, this is the only thing negative I'm going to talk about with charities is when you go to, like Publix or Zaxby's or some, you're going through the drive-through. Hey, do you want to round up to the nearest dollar to donate to, St. Jude's Children's Hospital? Do you do that?
Sometimes I'll just look at them and say, not this time.
Not this time, right?
Yeah, not this
You
time.
feel kind of bad not for doing that, right?
No, I don't. Because they're pushing out as much as they can. I can't, unfortunately, we can't give all the time, but I give as much as I can.
Yeah. So here's the thing. I'm going to tell you why you shouldn't do that. Never give to them. I learned this a while back and I've never given since because I take my money elsewhere and I give it to better causes. So here's the deal. When you give money and not Facebook, Publix, for example, says, would you like to donate $1 to St. Jude's Children? Would you like to donate 65 cents? It's Wawa. Would you like to put your money in here? They already have money that they are giving to that charity. They have committed $1 million. They are getting the money from you to pay for that $1 million contribution and using it as a tax break so that they don't have to pay more taxes. They are getting it entirely funded by you, but they've already committed to it. It's there regardless, but they're just not paying for it. That's the thing that outrages me is that donation is not actually tax deductible for you, but it's tax deductible for them. They go, look, we raised $1 million, but they were already raising $1 million and they were already giving it, but now they don't have to use their own money. It's literally, don't get me wrong. I do enjoy the fact that St. Jude's is getting $1 million. That part is indisputable. Great. Thanks. But the corporation should give it off of their own profit. They shouldn't give it off of borrowed money from their, customers that are guilted into this crap. That's the thing that bothers me. So I stopped doing that. I give to a friend of mine, Jude, does, his name's Jude. That's ironic.
But he's not a saint.
He's not a saint. No, he's
a good guy.
He does St. Baldrick's every year where he shaves his head for cancer. And I donate to him every year. I donate my money to a billion GoFundMes. I get updates all the time on GoFundMe. This GoFundMe. I've managed to raise money, help a friend raise money for surfboards for children. There's this little kid named Max that's like 10 years old and has cancer. I've donated to him a few times because his parents are really going through it. That poor kid, man. I can't even bring it up. I'll start crying every time I read his story. I just throw money. I'm like, here, take it all, whatever I have left. So I prefer to go into. Here's the thing too. Side note: people don't go to GoFundMe unless their friends post it. You realize you can go to GoFundMe right now and browse. You don't have to donate to friends. I go there and there's sometimes and I'm like, oh my goodness, look at that family. Look what they're going through. And some of these have $0 raised. And you're like, wow, man, you went through the time to say, I need help. And nobody's reaching out to you. We forget that some people, you have thousands of friends on Facebook. Some people don't have that. Some people don't have the people that can share or get the word out, and they end up, with $10, funding their whatever it is. It's really sad to see some of that stuff. So you can go on to GoFundMe, put your money there. Don't help some corporation.
But do your research too, because you and I both know
sometimes people lie.
Yeah,
that's true.
People make crap up on there and they steal money for a charitable cause.
Yeah.
And
I'll usually do a quick search, maybe, I don't know, sometimes if it's something that I see, but usually you can see, comments from, hey, Donna, hope you get better. Oh, Max donated $20. Hey, Kyle, and I hope you, you're in my thoughts, buddy. It's friends and family that kind of know that stuff. I like to also donate time. I've donated a lot of time to charities. I've had teachers reach out to me asking for Zoom shows, and they go, I don't have money, and I say, okay, we'll do it. I've done teacher Zoom shows where they're like, I don't have the money for you to come in. I just wanted to provide a really awesome thing for my staff, and I go, all right, what do you got? $50, let's do it. And I did the show over in Tampa at Side Splitters, and I had a door deal with them where I got X number of money for tickets sold. I did that night. I said on stage, I said, listen, I raised a lot of money tonight, and you didn't even know it. I said, all the tickets in here sold, a percentage was going to me. I had an 80-20 door deal, 80% to me. And the place is packed. And I said, COVID has really hit these waiters and waitresses hard. I said, every penny, I said, going right back to them. I said, how many waiters waited? They had like 5 waiters on. I said, how much money am I getting? And it was like several $100. I said, there they go. I said, it's all theirs. And they got all the money that night, split it up. Every single person in there got like an extra $100, and that's the kind of stuff that I love seeing. I love doing. I didn't need the money. I'm in there performing. What am I going to do? Go put it in my bank account and go online and buy myself another watch, or something like that. I love that kind of. I don't know.
Another set of golf clubs to lose
but I want to do better. I really want to do something organized. So if you have experience, I've looked up setting up a charity, and I know it doesn't cost this much, but there's corporations out there that help you set up a charity. Oh, and they were like $1,500. Is there a charity to help a charity?
We love golf. Why don't you set up a comedy golf thing where at the end of 18 holes and the whole charity and everybody that's put in money, give them a comedy show.
Yeah, man, holes. That could be good.
Walk out there like Bob Hope with a putter over your shoulder. Oh, well, these sand traps today, huh?
Yeah, man, I'd love to organize something like that. I really need the 504c classification, though, because I don't want it to be. I remember we did on Crying in My Car. Remember that guy raised the money. And remember, he got taxed out the butt for it because it was like, they came after him for like 10 grand. So I don't want to start a charity and end up with $60,000 in donations and the IRS knocking at my door for 20 grand of it. And then suddenly we can't, do what we want to do. Right. I want to actually set up a 504c, official charity. And have it have its own account and have it be monitored, post all the results online, let everybody know where all the money's going. I want it to be very transparent. And I just want something good to happen, man. Wouldn't it feel good to give back to the community and the people and the teachers? If it can be a teacher-centered one, teachers with children, we can help out. I mean, to be honest with you, one of the things that I hated the most is when I was working as a teacher, I had to work a second job. And so, I was home. I wasn't home. I wasn't with my kids as much as I really wanted to be to see those first few years. And now I'm so fortunate enough now that I can kind of pick my own schedule. But a lot of teachers aren't. A lot of teachers have to pay, pretty hefty sums for daycares, stuff like that. And it ends up just being that they're working for daycare money. If we can do something to help out them or, I don't know. It's got to be something. Got to be something. So message me, devinseabold@gmail.com. I'd love to hear your thoughts. cryinginmycar@gmail.com if you got a generic message. But if you got something on the charity, send it straight to me. I'd love to read what your thoughts are on this. So how you been, man? By the way, I'm not dressed up yet. This is the bonus episode.
Right, I know.
I will be dressed up in the regular episode this week. I'm just going to do a brief little preview of, oh my goodness. That is, oh gosh. I'm so depressed that I have to wear any of that. But
you gotta give me credit. I was very, very, very intuitive about what I wanted done.
Right.
And we'll talk more about the upcoming unveiling of the outfit. I'm so proud of myself.
It'll be shortly. All right, now let's do us a favor and let's jump right into teachers in the news.
From classrooms to chaos, we searched high and low for the craziest teacher stories this week. Here are your teachers in the news.
All right, teachers in the news. This one I don't agree with. I'm going to flat out say it, and I know there's some people that are going to get really mad on this one, but I can't. Okay, so I'm gonna share this since this is the video for sure. You can check this out. There is a teacher on leave for a yearbook approved cover, and I'm gonna share it real quick. Now, this is a teacher on leave after approving a Black Lives Matter yearbook cover. First off, stop right there. This is not a Black Lives Matter yearbook cover. This
Looks
is
like my Trapper Keeper from '96.
Right. This is a yearbook cover that does have a sticker on it that references Black Lives Matter. I don't like the media kind of inflating that kind of stuff.
But I look at it, I see all kinds of stuff that's pop culture. I see a
It's
Madden sticker.
Greg, you hit the nail on the head. This
Baby Yoda's on there too.
I
What
know.
a cool that's a cool yearbook.
It's a very cool yearbook. The parents are up in arms. Guess which state? Texas. Sorry, Greg, but they get very mad about this. This teacher put up a yearbook together that kind of referenced, in my mind, when I see it, everything pop culture and historic that has happened this past year. Everything that we remember 2020, 2021 for. We remember it for the election. It's got Vote 2020. We remember it for Black Lives Matter movement. I Can't Breathe is on there. That's a little controversial, but it's something
it was
that the
part.
students, it's
people
part
are
of
going to look back and they're going to grab their yearbook and they're going to look at that yearbook and be like,
oh man,
this is all, Mommy, is this your yearbook? Yeah. Oh, you were alive during all this?
Yeah,
I'm like, yeah.
It's all the stuff that, sus, the Minecraft. I mean, this is all stuff that we've kind of encountered this past year, and it's got some extra fluffy stickers in there, but there are some pop culture things. Now people will go, why did you put that on there? Well, it's a yearbook.
Yeah.
It's a yearbook. It's a remember the year. I mean,
a buddy of mine's kid put his mask in the yearbook, enclosed it, and put it up in his bookshelf. He's like, well, here's the yearbook. It's done. And had a mask in it. Think about 20 years from now, he's going to go in there and look at that and pull that mask out and be like, oh my God, remember these?
Right, man. I mean, but we had, references to Titanic, 1997 and this and that. And just the stuff that was happening at the time. It's just what you remember, man. I don't know.
There's many people. The thing is, there's these people on Fox News and people out there that say Black Lives Matter is a terrorist organization. No, it's not. It's a bunch of people that just got fed up with black people going to jail and getting bullied by the police all the time.
Yeah, and
it's a simple concept.
It is, and this is the thing. And I know people are going to disagree with that. That's fine. You're entitled to your opinion. Whatever you think. But as far as this particular instance goes, what do we think that these children are going to glance at the back of the yearbook and suddenly, go riot? No, they're just looking and go, oh, yeah, I remember that. That was the movement that was happening, and it was this and it was that. I don't know. I don't think that it's I don't know. I think that it's, again, too politicized. It doesn't need to be that politicized. It's just simply an event that happened and hopefully continues to happen. And hopefully Black lives are recognized as mattering. There's
stuff in my yearbook I didn't care for. They put in their popular song at the time was that Four Non-Blondes song.
What's going on?
Exactly. And now when I look back in my yearbook, it still makes me mad.
We might get flagged for that because I'm posting this on YouTube and I know that I sound very similar to the actual recording.
Oh my God. Yes. We're going to get copyright infringement now.
All right. Good news coming out of a 4th grade classroom. A student saves a substitute teacher from choking. Apparently, awesome. The substitute teacher was choking on a breakfast bar without hesitation. One of the students, Byram, threw his backpack down, began hitting the teacher's back until the breakfast bar was dislodged and saved the child, the substitute's life.
And probably the substitute was like, why were you yelling at me about your grades at the same time while you were hitting me?
Yeah, probably.
Why am I getting a D? Oh, I'm glad you're alive. Yeah. You're alive?
Wait, yeah, you were joking on something? I'm sorry about that. You're a hero. Yeah,
that is awesome. That kid does not just deserve any homework for like a month, like a whole 6 weeks. The school needs to give him the hero award. Be like, hey, you're a hero, and you don't have homework for the whole 6 weeks.
Right.
I think that's fair.
Oh, I agree. Yeah, I think that's fair too.
And no running laps in PE. They get to do whatever they want.
True that. All right, so this one's an interesting one, and I don't know.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, some parents in a ritzy New York private school are fuming mad after learning their first graders were apparently learning about masturbation, and also were told their parents and grandparents should not touch them without their consent.
So they were learning about cornflakes.
Apparently, there is an Amaze thing. That is, Amaze is a cartoon series for little kids, and it talks about, you know, hey, how come sometimes my thing gets stimulated, sometimes I touch, and sometimes this and that, and
Is Mike Lee's microphone muted? Because I feel like
so-
he's gonna pop in
I
and say
know.
something.
Is apparently parents were very bent out of shape and angry over this, and one mother said, quote, "I'm paying $50,000 to these a-holes to tell my kid not to let their grandfather hug her when he sees her." Apparently that was part of the health curriculum that students should offer consent. Now that's, I don't know.
No, Grandma, you don't get to kiss me and give me a Werther's original. You give me the Werther's original first.
Right. Now, we kind of laugh about this. So here's the thing, man. I don't know. I've seen a lot of arguments saying, young kids should give consent to hugging and things like that. When it's family members, I don't know that it's that big of a deal. I tell my kids, hey, go say bye to grandma, and then walk over there, give them a hug. No harm, no foul, no nothing, but I don't know. And I get there's some very passionate teachers out there that are super, hey, this is, the new way to do it. This is the new everything. And they say that kids should offer consent and they should consent to hugs, and parents. Yeah. But maybe strangers know, hey, go hug, your my longtime friend, or go hug your teacher, or go hug your classmates. That kind of stuff kind of gets iffy, but it's family. You learn to love them, and you may not know who they are. It's so crazy to me because my kids, go hug my grandpa. They go hug my grandpa. My grandpa won't be around much longer, and that's going to maybe be a memory that they hold on to. Oh, I got to hug great grandpa. That kind of stuff is good memories,
Right.
for them. And you kind of wish that you would have hugged them and loved them a little bit more, as they pass on.
Yeah, and at the same time, I say it's a stupid rule, because if I had to suffer through some of those wet kisses from my aunts that I didn't really know that well, then all these little kids need to too, and quit, throwing a big deal about it.
Right.
And schools quit telling them, no, schools, they have to suffer like we did.
They do. And that's, but then again, you're kind of buying into the whole argument is that we're suffering.
No, it's not. It's I look back and I'm glad my aunt kissed me, because she loved me and she knitted me she crocheted me a hoodie
but the uncle kissing a niece, that's
okay, that we draw a line. Okay, there's certain like
maybe they're onto something.
When Joanne turned 16 years old, she is not allowed to sit in her uncle's laps anymore. In fact, we might just want to cut that off at 13.
Yeah, I agree.
That's how broncos get around.
Oh my gosh, don't even. Last one that we want to talk about: a converted bus lets mountain bike teacher take his school on the road. Apparently, a mountain bike instructor bought and transformed a school bus camper to travel to his workshops. Apparently, he is a mountain bike skills instructor, a profession that didn't exist outside of ski areas a decade ago. And he has bought a used school bus and felt like converting it, traveling with his bikes in it. And apparently, this is his way of getting around. So he went ahead and converted a school bus. I don't know. That's kind of cool, I suppose. Yeah. That's kind of a new thing. I had a friend of mine. The only reason I kind of brought this up is I had a friend of mine who bought a bus and has a goal of transforming it. But then I look at the work, the time, the money, and I'm like, buy an RV.
Right.
I mean, if you think about it, they sit here, they go, this is okay. So I want you to do the math, because I read some of these sometimes and I go, okay, let me do the math real quick. You buy a bus and you bought it for, let's say, $5,000. It's an old bus. You renovate the engine, you renovate the inside, you put, I don't know, let's say, $10,000, $30,000 or more into it. So you're up to $30,000, $45,000, maybe more. The time if you put into this, you're not getting paid to do that. If you got a job and put those exact same hours into working up and saving extra money, I mean, you're looking at another 20 grand.
Correct.
Some of these even take years.
Unless you're
it's
looking
at a pretty decent size RV, by the time your bus is completed, all the work hours that you've put into it.
Especially if
had
you
just
know
gotten
how
paid
to
for 'em.
fabricate and stuff.
Yeah, but I don't know. I just look at it and I'm like, man, I don't know that it's worth it.
We're going to see it on Facebook Marketplace, half-ass bus for sale.
Yeah.
Like I was converting it and I don't have the time.
See, it says this one cost him $7,000. It had 115,000 miles on it. He's put 100 hours into work into it and anticipates that he's got at least that much amount of work ahead of him. So 200 hours of work at $10 an hour.
Is he putting a flat screen in there too?
Floor to ceiling cabinets, sofa, bikes, counter, sink, small refrigerator, room for a camping stove. I've seen some pretty, and again, I guess it's
no
maybe
TV.
one of those
See,
things.
I knew it.
Again, it's kind of one of those things where you go, neat, but I don't know. I don't know. I can't really.
He can always sell that bus later on for more than what he got it for, and then maybe take his kids on a camping trip.
He could. Yeah, absolutely. By the way, before we go into the last part, I want to give a shout out to our new Patreon members. Pam signed up. Lynn signed up. Chris signed up. Joe's Murray. I think I want to say it's Josemary. Josemary, I'm guessing. I really want to pronounce that right. So message me the correct
pronunciation. We just lost a Patreon.
Debbie. And Brian, shout out to all the new Patreon members. Thank you so much for signing up. Now, the last part I want to talk about is something that Mike and I started, a year and a half, 2 years ago, the Crying in My Car Weight Loss Challenge. So we mentioned it here. I got a lot of response from it saying people wanted to join the weight loss challenge. And the last time we did it, we just kept it on the Crying in My Car page and posted over there. And we had a total of like 38 members, people that joined. There were some success stories, some people that said they did good, and I just kind of did it like a 30-day thing. And then we talked about it on here. And I said, you know what, let me make it a little bigger. I posted about it on my main page, reopened the group, posted some, motivational stuff in there, try to get people engaged. Dude, 24 hours later, 1,000 members.
Oh, wow. That's so awesome.
1,000 members.
And I'm going to fail miserably.
And they are all posting and commenting, sharing all their success. I found out I was actually reading through the posts, found out stuff I didn't even know. Like they're like, there's a psychological app called Noom. I haven't heard of it. Have you?
No, I haven't.
Apparently, this is not like a workout app. It's one of those that gets you thinking about the food and your habits differently. And it has like a massive success rate. So and again, I'm not getting sponsored pay for this or anything like that. I just read one of the posts about it and then looked into it. And I was like, that's interesting.
What do I open it up and it's like, don't pick up that piece of pizza, fatty?
No, I think it kind of aims to change your habits a little bit. Let me move that back. Aims to change your habits through, creating different mindset around food and working out. Am I bored? The Grinch. Am I bored or just, hungry or whatever? It's kind of like that.
Oh, I thought it might be like I'm just thinking like I'm losing weight. And all of a sudden I look down, wow, I've lost 5 pounds just thinking it.
Kind of. I mean, but that's the thing is it's meant to change your mind. When you're hungry, you go, okay, I'm going to do this. It's cutting back. I think it's meant like to say, hey, Greg, maybe you don't need 12 shots of chocolate in your brevet. Maybe just 11 today would suffice.
Okay.
And so
this is a skinnier Margaret. I used a low fat stuff.
I drank my Pepsi tonight, and by the way, this is my next to last Pepsi. I have one more Pepsi in the fridge.
What is that? That's zero though.
Yeah, but Pepsi Zero doesn't matter. It doesn't.
Well, it's zero.
Yeah, it doesn't do good though. It tricks your mind and your body, and it creates what I'm told, anyways, is the Diet Pepsi and the Pepsi Zero and stuff sends fake sugar into your body, and your body creates things to battle real sugar. And when it doesn't use it to battle the real sugar,
you get fake diabetes.
Just gives you love handles. Oh. Yeah, so. I'm trying to get off of the Pepsi. This will be my second to last one. I got one, and then I'm trying to cut back. But all the stories, man, people on Weight Watchers are sharing success stories. People that are like, hey, I lost this much weight doing keto. I did this. I did that. Here's how my habits changed. And there were so many people posting their before pictures, and they were buying up scales saying, all right, I'm serious about this. So it starts, by the way, this Tuesday.
Oh,
I decided to start it Tuesday because Memorial Day.
Yeah, you're going to go fatty tomorrow.
Yeah, most people are. I didn't want to start people off on Memorial Day because it's going to be, that's just, right. That's like saying, hey, we're going to do Don't Touch Yourself November. By the way, we're starting it off at the Playboy Mansion.
Right.
You know, then you're like, what?
Well, see,
it's kind of like trying to do that. So I said, you know what? Tuesday is the good day to start it.
Well, after golf that I have a tea time at 7:30 in the morning, I'm going to IKEA with Angelina because we're getting a house and she
you want
wants
some furniture
ideas. And my weakness at IKEA is the food they got there.
The meatballs are delicious, and those are actually pretty healthy
rolls
for you. Oh, cinnamon roll. Yeah, don't do that.
God. And the pizza.
See, but you got to eat in moderation. Start counting the calories. Greg, what are you going to do, though? Are you honestly wanting to change your life and get skinnier?
But not tomorrow.
Okay, but is it something you're really like?
Well, yeah, because I don't want to look. I don't want to look at my wedding photos later, and it's like, hey, look at that fat ass.
Yeah, but you also want to live longer, bro. Like that's the thing is we're getting old.
I don't. Maybe. Yeah. 20 years is what I'm giving myself.
Okay.
Anyway.
Well, I'm thinking, we need to set like maybe calorie counting. Maybe we can both join the Fitness Pal app or something like that and keep each other kind of in check.
I want to start walking the course.
You lost a lot of weight in jail. Greg, do I need to, file a report?
No, I just need to go whoop somebody's ass.
Then you'll get to go to jail.
I only have one fight left in me, and I figure I'm going to save that for like thwarting a bank robbery or foiling a crime.
I get so mad.
Not slapping my fiance's ex-husband in the mouth.
That too. Here's the thing, man. I sometimes think, I just got to get out of this food dependency. I love certain foods. I really want fatty foods but then I look like online. So I follow a lot of World War II pages. And they're like, these guys going on marches and they've got like a single can of bread in their pocket.
Right.
And I'm like, man, these guys could survive on rations, marching, fighting, climbing hills all day long.
Dude, Frodo and Sam made all the way to Mordor on lambus bread.
True. And I'm looking at my body and I'm like, man, I can't. I'm like literally like I can't make it till noon without a Zaxby's chicken finger, and I'm like that's where I've got to break that habit.
Dude, I work in a restaurant. It's even worse. I look over and I'm like, that French fry looks lonely. It needs to be in my belly.
That would actually be better for me working in a restaurant because when I worked in Longhorn, I actually ate healthier. I would at the end of my shift I would have a sweet potato and a side salad because it was readily available for me. Now I'm like, if I need a side salad and a sweet potato, I've got to go home. I've got to cook the sweet potato. I've got to make the salad, or I can swing through McDonald's on the way home and pick up a Big Mac meal and be perfectly content.
I've got bacon within arm's reach.
That's what sucks is I got to get rid of that stuff. I got to get rid of that stuff in my house, but not necessarily like that's the problem too. Sometimes I get too punishing of myself and I'm like, I can't do this. I can't do that. And then I just feel miserably mad. That I'm not allowing myself to eat something. So I don't know. Join the weight loss challenge group. It's CIMC Weight Loss Challenge. It's over on Facebook. If you're interested in joining that group, it's got a massive support system already. People, since I started recording this episode, I felt my phone vibrate several times, and it's people joining the group, people posting in the group, people are commenting, sharing, encouraging. You got this. If you need the motivation, there it is. Set yourself up to post one day each week. Say I'm going to post this every Friday. I'm going to post what my progress is, and stick to it, and then motivate yourself to do that throughout the week. Yeah.
And then if you fail, you can read through the comments while you're eating a tub of ice cream.
You can. I'm trying. That's what I do worry sometimes that it'll like depress people. Like, I'm off track, and that's why we're gonna help each other out.
It's all right. You're gonna fall. You're gonna get back up.
Post the fail. That's what I don't want to. I don't want this to be a success only group where people only post their successes. I want to hear about your fails. I want to hear where you went wrong and how you get back on track too.
Keith failed tonight. He was like, dude, I ate dinner at 5:00. I'm already like hungry. And he's like, I'm in Burger King drive-thru getting a Whopper and some water. He's like, I'm drinking water though. And I'm like, yeah, because that's going to help.
Water's better though. I mean, it's small steps. That's the thing. Is you got to
a baby step.
Do small
He's
victories.
A big dude.
Yeah. Well, I need water to wash down the second Big Mac that I'm in line for. That's what you got to worry about. So anyways, so this was a Patreon bonus episode. I am posting it on general Facebook or general YouTube for people to see what the bonus episodes kind of look like. If you'd like to subscribe, support the podcast, patreon.com/crying in my car. You also get videos ahead of time. You get all the tour dates announcements ahead of time. You also receive tour tickets. If you want any free tickets, just let me know. And don't forget, we have the exclusive Patreon Zoom party that's going to be happening on June 3rd as well. You're welcome to join, chat with me. Greg might pop in a little bit. He always kind of works a lot, but we might be able to pull him off of a shift.
Dude, I hired more people. People are actually coming in now. People are starting to get out, believe it or not, and they're trying to get jobs, and it's starting to look better. I may be able to start getting days off.
Good. Do you have any tour dates coming up, my friend?
No, I'm going to be touring still at the restaurant for just a little bit longer until we get through this crap.
Cool, man. Well, I've got Leesburg on Saturday, June 5th, orlandocomedy.com for tickets to that. I'm going to be doing the Quantum Leap Winery on June 11th in Orlando. Side Splitters on June 12th with 6 o'clock show, my buddy Sean Finnerty. I am also going to be doing a room in West Pine, Florida. That's in South Florida on June 17th with my buddy James John. Winters Park Bonkers on June 19th. And kind of anything else that comes my way, I will keep you all posted, and you can find out first over on the Patreon. So thank you all for subscribing. Those of you that are subscribers, thanks for the support. And we will see you back here next week with more Crying in My Car, a podcast for teachers.
Be sure to subscribe and rate this podcast 5 stars. Submit all your awesome teacher stories to cryinginmycar@gmail.com and check out Devin on tour. Info and merch can be found at devincomedy.com. Support the podcast on patreon.com/cryinginmycar and get exclusive weekly bonus episodes. And tune in every week for more hilarious stress relief for teachers right here on Crying in My Car, a podcast for teachers.